This weekend, I failed my belt test for martial arts. I wanted to leave. I wanted to escape, but I ended up staying. I sat. I didn't practice. I didn't do any cool moves. Honestly, it felt shitty. I felt embarrassed, but it was important for me to stay. That small act still counts. That's momentum. No person feels good all the time. We live in a world where it's expected that you always have a smile or that everything is amazing. But inside, most people are suffering significantly. And I want to be clear about that because I hear so much from my clients, both in the coaching world and the private practice world. People should understand that they should be feeling something that is great. And let's be honest, I love feeling, but no adult feels that all the time. And most people don't feel that most of the time. And because of that, we want to make sure we understand that pain is not a signal that you're broken. When you experience some form of depression, anxiety, heartbreak, it doesn't mean that anything is wrong with you. That's a fundamental part of being in the human condition. And we need to be really clear about that. So if we're looking for some type of signal that you have arrived, and that signal can only be you don't experience pain, you're doing it wrong because you will never be there. And similarly, we often want to put ourselves in a situation where we never fail because if we fail, that means somehow as a human, I'm broken. We've gotten far too long saying that your morality is tied in with you succeeding or not. I remember when I was a kid and you would watch games and you'd see athletes just seem like they've taken the entire weight of the world on them just so that they can survive. But that doesn't mean that they're a bad person when you mess up. It means that you have messed up. It means that life has happened. Tiredness, hopelessness, anxiety, these are all normal. That's part of you being human. So let's be clear about what momentum really means. Momentum isn't always action. It's not always driving and doing a marathon every day. No matter much someone like David Goggins would want you to believe, it's not about you taking every single bit of your energy and extending it to the extreme. Often, real action is not collapsing further because it's a huge tendency for people to fall back and retreat when things get bad. When they do that, you're suddenly withdrawing from everything that gave you a sense of life and meaning beforehand. Choiceful stillness not only still counts, it's important. Your ability to pause, sit, and be with whatever happens is a superpower. Once you can do that, you stop regressing every time life gets hard. It's the two steps back that always move you in a way you don't want to move. We can stop that. But it starts by stopping. And the way we do that is we stop turning pain into a self-attack. Because at every signal that we get of failure, tiredness, hopelessness, pain, frustration, as another indictment of who we are as a bad person, guess what? You will never make progress because challenging things are hard. Our minds are designed to solve problems, and it tries to make sense of the world via constant replay. And so one way it does that is it likes to blame you for all of the old things that have come up. And any mistake you have then reminds you, oh shit, I am still that person who is fundamentally flawed and does not deserve to be a human. That is the mind's bullshit. But realistically, what that's doing is stopping you from the task in front of you. And the task in front of you is the only way that you can start getting evidence that you are more than what your mind is saying. A conditional response to a momentary pain is not weakness. If we can slow ourselves down, we can start moving in a way that is more free, and we can start seeing the places where we started failing from the beginning. Now, let's be clear. There are many ways to do nothing, and there's two ways that we're going to talk about being still right now. First is the collapse. When we collapse, we are escaping from the world as it is. Often you move into self-loathing. So I hate myself. I hate every part of this, and I am just a pitiful existence of humanity. I need to get rid of the problem. Another fun way that we collapse is we live in fantasy world. And we'll often do this on Instagram. So we'll look into other people's lives of what could be. Or maybe you do it yourself. I am this great person, and they just haven't seen it yet. And so you live in this fantasy world of this partner or life or riches that you don't have, but you feel like you deserve, and you just stay there. And the other way we like to collapse is by wanting to disappear. So we literally step away. We pause. We hide. We numb out through videos, pornography, lots of salty, fatty, sugary foods, just to numb out and not feel. But all those ways don't help us. But there's another way to be still, and that's to honor yourself in the stillness. When we're feeling pain and making an intentional move to be still, we're choosing to embrace reality and feel the pain. We're not doing this to show how great we are because we're martyrs. It's to sit and say, damn, I'm in it. It sucks. And I'm going to stay with it. It's also not making meaning. It's not saying, look at how hard existence is, or look how great of a person I am because of sitting in this moment. But it's to let the day pass, consciously saying, this too will pass, and I'm going to honor myself by being still and making sure that I care for me. A fundamental principle that I want my clients to be doing, and I think is helpful, is behavioral activation. So getting out there, using your action to generate your mood. So we're going to act whenever possible, but we're also going to rest consciously when needed. The problem, though, is that when people think that you have to be moving in order to be a good person, sometimes the correct action to take is to rest. Just an intentional rest, or intentionally set mindfully with yourself. But even doing actions poorly counts when they're done with intention. So if I'm going to choose to go out and take a walk and my mind is in 1,000 different places, it still counts as a walk. If I'm going to sit and be with my own feelings when it's a struggle, guess what? I chose to sit with my own feelings. That action counts. We need to learn to do things badly. It's always going to be awkward before it's elegant. Every time you choose a non-destructive act, you are building the person you want to be and giving your future self a chance. If you remember the tale of Sisyphus, he was punished to pushing up a boulder every single day. If you look on the outside, it's a meaningless existence. If Sisyphus believes that about himself, he buys into the story told about him. However, the boulder doesn't change. It's still a task to be done. And the hill doesn't care that it's meaningless to him. Our relationship to that effort is what matters. Some days, we need effortful days and meaningful work to get it done. Some days, it's about saving yourself and not letting go. It's still the work to do. Our intention is to do the work in front of us. Sometimes it's effortful. Sometimes it's being still, but it's meaningful because we're doing it. Both of these keep you alive. Both of them keep you in the game. But the point is, let's not keep judging ourselves by our hard days. These aren't the days to reassess your life choices. Also, these aren't the days to start fixing the feeling. They're a part of your humanness. And guess what? You get to experience the fact that life is hard. And that's okay. Instead, what would happen if you start to ask yourself, what would it look like to honor myself today? Maybe in small acts, like going to bed without numbing yourself to sleep. Maybe taking one extra message at work to send to your boss or that client, even though you didn't feel like sending it. Or even just consciously sitting on your hands, appreciating the fact that you still have the choice to sit on them. Let's be clear. You aren't broken. You aren't behind. You're human. And you're still in this game. Ask yourself one more thing. Where can you honor yourself today, even if you're feeling like shit? If you're interested in continuing to grow yourself, no matter what society says, if you're interested in continuing to grow yourself and to lead from this place of centered growth, despite what all the attention-grabbing resources said, come stay with this. Come stay and have this conversation with me. It's about being self-led, about being more than what the world, your mind, your history, your neurobiology says about you. Welcome.